Okay, Mike, so I've just replaced my sink trap.
Great.
And now I'm going to the hardware store, and the first time I went, I was a little confused about all the different selections. There's not that much to think about, but I know one of the most important things is to bring the trap with you to make sure that you get exactly the right kind. And I think size was one issue, right?
Absolutely. The 1.5 inch size is usually what you're going to find under a kitchen sink, and the 1.25 inch size is usually what you're going to find in the bathrooms.
Okay. And I know that sometimes if they're all in open boxes, people will put them in the wrong ones, so it's good to have your trap with you just to check. Another thing is the metal ones, the shiny metal ones versus the PVC ones. What's the difference?
A lot of times the chrome plated brass will be used where the trap is visible or exposed. It looks a little nicer than the PVC, but cost can be an issue, so PVC is just a bit cheaper.
Okay, and you said before this was just the old style. I mean, it was all that was available in the past.
Yes.
So really now it doesn't make a difference if it's going to be under a cabinet. You might as well just use PVC, right?
You could use either. That's
okay.
Right.
And then the final thing is the nuts and the way they attach to the pipes under the sink. I did notice that when I went to the store, there were a couple of these that had these. The nuts were, what are they, attached, right?
Sure, it's captive on there. You can't. It won't come off. So you don't want to confuse that with a trap that has nuts that screw onto it. You can see the difference.
Okay, because the threads are in a different place, so you want to make sure they won't fit if you use the wrong one.
Right, it has to be an exact replacement.
Now this one, the other thing is the washers. So you want to make sure you've got the right nuts and the washers. And this one, I think, what did you say? This one doesn't need a washer.
Now you can see, if you look at it closely, it's tapered inside. This is tapered.
So this is the piece in your sink, and you're going to want to look at that before you leave, right?
Mm-hmm. It'd be nice, yep. And that fits right inside of each other. And then the slip nut tightens it all together so it won't leak.
Okay, so it doesn't need a washer.
Doesn't have a washer in that connection.
That one does.
Yeah, this one does.
So if you have a washer when you remove it, you're going to need a washer when you replace it. If it's old and dirty and crumbly or whatever, in bad shape, you're going to want to replace it. And let's just see how that fits together. Go ahead and show me how that fits together.
That's going to fit right in there with the taper facing down on the washer. Slip that in, and then the slip nut is going to tighten that washer down so you have a watertight connection, no leaks.
Now, the only thing that you can mess up when you replace your trap might be like to crack these nuts or something.
If they're very old and corroded or have been over tightened in the past, this nut could have a crack in it, and you'll need to replace it.
Okay.
The washer could actually be old and dried out, and you'll need to replace that.
Okay.
But if they're in good shape when you visually inspect them, you could reuse them.
Okay. The only other difference, I think, was in the metal ones, the washer isn't tapered, right? It's
right.
Squarish.
It's a square cut rubber washer. Still fits right on the tailpiece. You gotta stretch it on there.
So you can put metal on PVC and PVC on metal.
You can.
Okay.
And then that's gonna fit inside. And the slip nut's going to compress that rubber washer down against the trap to make a watertight seal. So tighten that up. There we go. It's pretty simple. You just want to make sure and get an exact replacement.
Yeah, it seems like there's just a couple things to think about, but basically if you bring your trap in, you'll get exactly the same thing.
It'll really help you.
Okay, thanks, Mike.